One skein of yarn, two completely different dyeing methods. One comes from plants, the other a lab. But which is better, and does natural always mean more sustainable? Let's unravel the truth about yarn dyeing. If we haven't met before, hello, my name is Annika. I am a natural yarn dyer, but I'm also a chemist. And today I would like to talk about a question that I get asked all the time. What is the real difference between natural and synthetic dyes? We are going to have a look at the colors you can create, the process, and the environmental impact, and we'll even bust a few myths along the way. Let's start off by having a look at two different examples. The first one is a hat that belongs to my daughter, and I knitted this with a yarn that was dyed with synthetic acid dyes. As you can see, the colors are extremely vibrant but also a bit artificial looking. And on the other hand, here is one of my shawls, and I naturally dyed the yarn myself using cochineal. First, let's clear up one thing. What is a dye? A dye is a colored substance that chemically bonds to a fiber, unlike pigments which just sit on the surface. And whether it is from a flower or a factory, if it bonds with the yarn, it is a dye. People have been dyeing textiles for thousands of years using what they had on hand. Plants, bark, insects, and even fungi. But that changed in 1856 when a young chemist named William Henry Perkin accidentally discovered the first synthetic dye while trying to cure malaria. Since then, synthetic dyes, especially synthetic acid dyes, have become the standard in the textile industry. So, what are we actually comparing? Natural dyes come from plants, insects, or minerals. Think onion skins, madder root, or logwood. Acid dyes, despite the name, are just synthetic dyes that work in a slightly acidic bath, usually with vinegar or citric acid, and they bond easily to animal fibers like wood. On the surface, dyeing yarn with either method follows the same rhythm. You prep and scour, meaning wet the yarn, then you put it in a pot filled with water and the dye. You let it simmer for a little bit and have it cool off. And afterwards you wash out the excess dye and hang the yarn up to dry. The differences are in the details though. Let's have a look. Let's talk about the dye preparation first. With synthetic acid dyes, it's just grab and go. You take the dye, measure it, add water to it, and you are good to go. With natural dyes, not so fast. Depending on the dye stuff you use, you might have to soak the dye stuff for several days or even weeks. In the case of barks, for example, you might have to steep it overnight or let it simmer for several hours and then have it cool down afterwards before it is ready to be used. Another major difference is the mordanting step. Natural dyes often require a so-called mordant, like alum, to help the dye stick to the fiber. And that means you have an additional step in the natural dyeing process or in the yarn dyeing process that you have to take. With synthetic dyes, you can usually simply skip that step, but synthetic dyes do need an acidic environment, but that usually means that you just add a splash of vinegar to your dye bath. And another big difference is the time and temperature required for the yarn dyeing. With synthetic acid dyes, you can get really strong, vibrant colors in under an hour, so that is a very quick process. Natural dyeing is a lot slower. Like I already mentioned, when preparing the dye stuff, you need to do usually some work up front that requires several hours or even days or weeks. And that's also the case for the natural dyeing process itself. You usually have to simmer the yarn in the dye pot for at least an hour, sometimes more, and you often also benefit from having it sit in the dye pot longer to intensify the color, and it is just a slower, more intentional way of yarn dyeing. Another very important factor to consider is the amount of water that is used within the dyeing process. And this one might surprise you, but natural dyes actually require a lot more water compared to synthetic dyes. And the reason for that is that synthetic dyes bond with the fiber a lot quicker and also more efficient, meaning that there is not a lot of excess dye left in the pot after the dyeing process is complete. And if you have a look at natural dyes, on the contrary, you not only need a lot more water to wash out the excess dye after the dyeing process is complete, you also usually have some dye left in the dye pot, so the dyes are just not as efficient compared to their synthetic siblings. Regarding the color consistency, natural dyes create earthy, subtle, and variable results depending on lots of different factors like the season, the qualities of the tap water, and the exact conditions of the dyeing process. And compared to the synthetic dyes, of course, since those are lab-grade dyes, they create very consistent color results all throughout, which means that if you create your own recipe and you dye the same recipe within different batches, you can expect to get a very consistent color result every time. Natural dyes often feel like the greener choice, but there's nuance here. I already mentioned that they do need more water and also more heat within the natural dyeing process, and not all natural dye materials are available locally, so they sometimes have to be transported to the dyer, which has to be considered as well. Synthetic dyes, on the other hand, are manufactured and produced from various chemicals, but they do need less water and also energy per skein. So, as it is so often the case in life, this is not a black and white situation. Rather, I would consider it more a rainbow of pros and cons. So, which dyeing method is better? I think that completely depends on your values and also on your project. Natural dyes offer a more intentional, slower pace, and you can create a surprising color every time with gorgeous depth and connection to nature. Synthetic acid dyes, on the other hand, offer fast and reliable, vibrant results every time. Personally, I prefer the more traditional way of dyeing yarn, which has been practiced for thousands of years. I really like the fact that natural dyeing connects me with nature, it grows my creativity, and it also lets me discover the dye potential of plants that grow all around me here in my surrounding area. If you would like to give natural yarn dyeing a try yourself, I promise you it is not difficult and you do not need a lot of tools and materials, and it is just so much fun. I've actually created a free guide all about dyeing your first skein of yarn, walking you through each of the steps of the natural dyeing process in detail on the example of onion skins. You can download it completely for free, and I'm going to put the link in the description box below. And if you're curious to learn even more, I am actually currently putting the finishing touches on an online course that is all about different natural yarn dyeing techniques. If you would like to know more, please make sure to subscribe and also hit the bell notification so that you do not miss that launch. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. What do you prefer, natural dyes or synthetic acid dyes? See you next time. Happy making. Bye guys!